we've made it to our filing status lesson. Let's dive through our introduction here and really get a good handle on all of this because this is going to be important, not only for the exam, but hey, this will help you in your own life dealing with your own taxes. So, individual income tax filing status, this is going to be a crucial factor in determining the tax liability of an individual in the United States. Shocker, we're dealing with the US, we're not dealing with any other country here. The filing status affects the standard deduction amount, tax rates, eligibility for certain tax credits and deductions, and so much more, doesn't it? It's just, yeah, it's the foundation for your entire tax form. Are you married filing jointly? Are you filing single? What does that mean? We will see. It is essential to select the correct filing status because it can significantly impact the amount of taxes owed or the size of a refund. Oh, yeah, definitely important, and we will see. What are the benefits of studying individual income taxes? This is not specific to this lesson. This is something that I'll bring up throughout all of our mostly individual income tax lessons. Obviously, as that's what we're dealing with here. But really, what's the goal throughout all of this? It's to get you to pass the exam. But if you've learned some things to benefit yourself, whether it's for your own tax situation or in business law or anything like that, then I've done extra of my job, right? When it comes to all this individual income tax stuff on the exam, this and generally other topics throughout the exam, it doesn't hurt to spend extra time on particular content in certain circumstances. Now, first off, filing status, this is pretty important for the exam. Like, if you don't know this, you're not going to do well. This is the bread and butter. Is it going to be, let's say 20% of the exam? No, but if it's a good 3%, it's a guaranteed 3% of the exam. Maybe it's 5%. It would be guaranteed. You're definitely going to see this on the exam. Now, the following reasons are all the reasons I personally felt a benefit to ensuring to study up well on these individual income tax sections. Again, whether it's this, gross income, deductions, anything like that. Now, filing individual income taxes, this is something we all have to do. And if you don't have your own accountant, you're going to have to do it. And right, this is on top of the fact that you need to know this for the exam. So this is just me giving you extra incentive to be like, hey, I know this sucks. I know it's not fun, but guess what? You need to know it anyway for the exam, so you might as well benefit extra from it. Now, even if you do have your own tax accountant, just like a doctor, they have multiple clients. Their mind is not always focused on certain tax strategies and credits that could benefit you. Now, yes, that maybe they'll do a good job, but maybe they miss something. And if you're familiar with the specific tax credits and everything, deductions out there, then you can check their work. You can really be on top of it, put your education to good use, right? We all got accounting degrees out there, even though maybe you only took 1 or 2 tax classes. By learning this material yourself, you can be an advocate for yourself and possibly save yourself some big money. If your personal tax situation is complicated or could become complicated in the future, if you're just coming out of college and you're just dealing with a job, that's going to be a pretty simple tax situation, right? Just a nice W-2. But as you get older, inherently your tax situation will become more complicated, or maybe it is now. Some of the situations you could encounter in the future could include, and these are all things we're going to see on the exam as well, partially or fully owning a side business, a full-time business, home, investments, or any other assets. Obviously, this is huge for the exam and something that you could also benefit from personally in your life. Getting married, having children, or other dependents, whether you choose to get married or not, that's something a lot of us will have to deal with, and there are significant tax implications for doing it or not doing it. At the end of the day, follow your heart, get married to whoever you want to, but there are a lot of tax implications there as well. Applying various deductions and credits, which could apply to even an individual with only W-2 employment. I say only W-2 employment because pretty simple if you just have one job, right? Normal W-2, that's the most simple tax situation. But there are things that could apply to you as well, even if you just have one normal job. Receiving stock-based compensation from an employer, that's something that, maybe, yeah, when you, no matter, even if you have a normal W-2 employment, as you rise through the ranks, you become the controller of a company, you could start getting stock options, stock-based compensation from your employer that has significant tax implications as well. Lastly, having significant medical expenses or making significant charitable contributions. As I mentioned many times throughout the exam, this is one of the more morbid and grounded in reality exams. We're dealing with death, divorce, medical expenses, people in hospitals, all these pretty dark topics, right? But yeah, the reality is we're all going to age and we're all going to have medical expenses. So if that is you now or later at some time in the future, you can see how you can benefit, at least obviously you're dealing with health issues, but how you can benefit the most from properly deducting those medical expenses. Hey there! Are you ready to not only pass your CPA exams, but truly understand and enjoy the material while studying? I know it seems impossible, right? Especially to enjoy the material? We'll do it together. Tap into the power of CPA.examprep.ai, where we've got personalized quizzes, multiple choice questions, memorization guides, flashcards, simulations, all tailored to your learning. Our adaptive study planning puts you on the fastest path to success and lifts you back up if you fall behind. Avoid wasting your precious time and money attempting an exam with a low chance of passing, because who wants that? We want to get you through this process as quick as possible. Our exam readiness prediction lets you walk in with confidence, knowing that you're prepared for success on exam day. Thankfully, there's no payment method needed to get started, so why don't you come join us? Visit cpa.examprep.ai and let's achieve your exam success together.